ashes to armor. I hit the ground when the bottom fell out, swallowed my pride and choked on the doubt. The walls caved in and the ceiling came down. I wore my pain like a thorny crown. Nobody saw what was breaking inside. The smile I carried was somewhere to hide. I played it cool while I burned in the back. Tried filling the void, but it swallowed me back. But something shifted in the dead of the night. A stubborn ember refused to die right. I felt it flicker, then I felt it grow into a fire only I would know. From ashes to armor, from broken to brave, from the pit of the darkness to the light of the day. I bled through the battle, I crawled through the rain, but I rose from the ruin and I'll rise again. From ashes to armor, from shattered to steel, no wound goes this deep without teaching you to feel. They tried to end me, but they made me instead. I wear my scars like a crown on my head. I've talked to the mirror through rivers of tears, made peace with the weight of the difficult years. I've sat in the silence where no one could see, and had to decide what I choose to be. The road split in two, in the cold and the gray. I could lie in the dark or I could fight for the day. I picked up the pieces with trembling hands and built something stronger than what once stood. That stubborn ember burned bigger and bright. I stopped surviving and I started the fight. Fed it with every hard morning I faced, and let it burn clean what deserved to be erased. From ashes to armor, from broken to brave, from the pit of the darkness to the light of the day. I bled through the battle, I crawled through the rain, but I rose from the ruin and I'll rise again. From ashes to armor, from shattered to steel, no wound goes this deep without teaching you to feel. They tried to end me, but they made me instead. I wear my scars like a crown on my head. You can take the ground from under my feet. You can pull the warmth right out of the heat. You can drown the light and silence the song, but you cannot take where I belong. I belong to every night I survived, every breath I took to stay alive, every door that closed and every scar that healed, every broken thing that time revealed. Now I walk different, now I stand tall. I learned my footing from every fall. The weight I carry sits lighter now. I found my why and I found my how. I don't need perfect, I don't need clear. I just need willing and I need here. Present and breathing and choosing again. Turning the endings to beginnings, and then from ashes to armor, from broken to brave, from the pit of the darkness to the light of the day. I bled through the battle, I crawled through the rain, but I rose from the ruin and I'll rise again. From ashes to armor, from shattered to steel, no wound goes this deep without teaching you to feel. They tried to end me, but they made me instead. I wear my scars like a crown on my head. They tried to break me, I broke open wide. Found the gold they buried somewhere deep inside. I am not the fall, I'm the getting back up. I was never empty, I was filling up. They said I was a dead end on a road nobody drives, a condemned building still pretending to be alive. A clock that stopped at midnight and forgot to start again. A letter written, sealed, addressed, but never sent. I've been the archaeology of my own undoing, sifted through the rubble of myself still in the ruin. Held the broken artifacts of who I used to be, tried to carbon date the moment I stopped being free. There were seasons I was silenced like a second skin, swallowed whole the narrative they poured me in. Became the footnote, the asterisk, the caveat, the clause, the exception to the rule that nobody ever paused to read, to see, to ask if I was standing or just placed there, to check if what looked like stillness wasn't actually a dead stare. They mistook my endurance for contentment, mistook my quiet for consent. But I was building underground the whole time, laying cables in the dark beneath the baseline, routing power through the parts they said were broken, charging up on every word they left unspoken. I am the continent that drifted but didn't drown, the tectonic shift beneath the sleeping town, the river that rerouted after every dam, still arriving at the ocean. That's exactly who I am. I am the cartography of survival, every line of road I made, every contour on this map was carved from choices in the shade. North is where I'm going, south is where they left me cold, east is every morning, west the stories I've been told. I have drawn myself from scratch on unmarked territory. Ink still wet, hands still shaking, still becoming my own story. They said I was uncharted. I said, good, watch me map the dark. I've spoken to the 3 a.m. version of myself, the one who pulled the trophies off the shelf, and asked them what they meant when everything fell flat, when the applause went quiet and the room came after that. I've had conversations with the ghost of who I planned to be, standing at the window of the life I thought I'd see. We looked at each other long across the distance of the years, and I told him what came after was worth every single tear. Because the detour was the journey I was always meant to take, the derailment was the only road that led me wide awake. The disaster was the architect of everything I know. The frostbite taught me fire and the drought taught me to grow. I have grown in all the places that were never meant to bloom. Push through pavement, push through darkness, push through room after room. Become the weed in the garden of their careful manicure design. Untamed, unscheduled, uncontained, and finally, I am the continent that drifted but didn't drown, the tectonic shift beneath the sleeping town, the river that rerouted after every dam, still arriving at the ocean. That's exactly who I am. I am the cartography of survival, every line of road I made, every contour on this map was carved from choices in the shade. North is where I'm going, south is where they left me cold, east is every morning, west the stories I've been told. I have drawn myself from scratch on unmarked territory. Ink still wet, hands still shaking, still becoming my own story. They said I was uncharted. I said, good, watch me map the dark. Let me tell you about the topography of a life in reconstruction, about the altitude of hope and the sea level of destruction, about the pressure systems of a mind that won't stop turning, about the thermal vents at the bottom where the truth keeps burning. I have stood at the equator of despair and not combusted. I have navigated whirlpools with the compass that I trusted, even when the needle spun and nothing pointed clear, even when the stars were swallowed and the shore disappeared. Because somewhere in the marrow of this complicated living is a direction that survives beyond the taking and the giving, a magnetic pull that predates everything they ever said. A true north buried deeper than their words inside my head, and I have followed it through weather that had no name in any atlas, through terrain so unforgiving. It should have been the last of everything I carried, but I carried it regardless. Arrived at dawn unbeaten, undiminished and undarkened. I need to say this plainly before the chorus takes it back. There were nights I had no metaphor, no poetry, no track, no lyric left to lean on, no melody to hold, just the raw and ugly truth of a person in the cold. No cartography for that, no beautiful framing of the fall, just a human being up against the wall, just a shaking and the breaking and the asking why, just a terrible simplicity of not wanting to die. And yet, I woke the next day to the ordinary world, the kettle and tea.